When two people fall in love, some would say that their most important, most beautiful, most memorable moment of their time spent together is what? Their wedding day. If you know anything about weddings, you know that planning a wedding can drive someone absolutely crazy. You have to figure out what everybody's gonna eat, what kind of cake, where is it gonna be, when is it gonna be, what is everybody gonna wear, who's even invited, how are you gonna decorate. Long story short, planning a wedding is bananas. But guess what diagramming tool can help you make the planning a lot easier? It's Draw.io, and you should know this by now. All right, folks, today we're going to be talking about building Gantt charts in Draw.io, and the scenario we're going to be using is planning a wedding. All right, so first off, what is a Gantt chart? Gantt charts were created by a guy named Henry Gantt, and he made them to help supervisors keep track of progress with certain projects. But we can't give this guy all the credit because Gantt charts are inspired by harmonograms, which was created by a Polish engineer and is a fancy word for scheduler. A harmonogram allows one to keep track of a project that requires an overview of multiple tasks, subtasks, and multiple teams. You can use Gantt charts for various situations that have a lot of moving parts, and today we're going to use them to plan a wedding with our trusty old reliable diagramming tool, Draw.io. Let's get started. If you'd like a head start, we have a Gantt chart shape in the shape library, and you can find this just by typing it in the search bar in the top left. We'll start with a blank diagram, then we'll make a table with our table icon. Now we'll resize the cells of our table and then add our text. Next, you can insert and delete rows and columns in the Arrange tab or the toolbar. Now, it's worth noting that we can work in layers to keep certain elements locked. This prevents our base chart from moving around once we add in our shapes later on. To do this, go to View, then Layer, and now we can click the lock icon next to our background layer. And then finally, we can add a new layer for our status bars. After your table is properly labeled and formatted, we can add our rectangles or status bars to indicate the progress of each task on your Gantt chart. Once your status bars are properly placed, you should have a solid Gantt chart that visually expresses the progress that has been made leading up to the big day. Remember, you can customize your diagram using different shapes, fonts, and colors. Here is an example of the finished Gantt chart. Gantt charts have many use cases. They're super useful for optimizing processes, and they allow you to visualize each step of the way. Maybe you'll use a Gantt chart for commercial kitchen recipes or even to help kickstart a new mobile app. What big project will you use a Gantt chart for? Whatever it is, let us know in the comments and make it easy on yourself and use Draw.io to build it. If you found this video helpful, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell, like this video, and until next time, happy diagramming.